You ever seen a moment so shocking that the whole world seemed to stop breathing? If not, get ready. Because what happened on a quiet Saturday morning in downtown Phoenix will leave you stunned. And before I take you into that life-changing moment, make sure you hit like and subscribe to the Kind Heart Stories, because the story deserves to be heard by everyone. It all started with a woman named Maya Rodriguez, a calm, well-dressed black woman in her 40s who walked with the quiet confidence of someone who had lived through storms the world would never know about. She was stepping out of a neighborhood pharmacy with nothing but a small white paper bag and sunglasses shielding her tired eyes. But 10 seconds later, everything around her would erupt into chaos. A police SUV screeched into the parking lot, lights flashing, siren off but urgency high. Officer Tanner, a man known more for his ego than his judgment, jumped out of the vehicle like he was leaping into battle. "Ma'am, stop right there," he barked, pointing at Maya like she had just robbed a bank. Maya froze, not out of fear, but out of disbelief. She turned slowly, her voice calm. "Officer, can I help you?" "Don't play innocent," Tanner snapped. "We got a call about a fraud suspect leaving the store. You fit the description." Maya blinked. "What description?" He stepped closer, hand already grabbing for his cuffs. "A black female between 25 and 60, wearing dark clothes. That's enough for me." A crowd gathered almost immediately. A few people pulled out their phones. Some whispered, others gasped. Everyone could see exactly what was happening. Maya gently held up her pharmacy bag. "Officer, I came to pick up blood pressure medication. Nothing else." Tanner shoved her pharmacy bag aside and grabbed her wrist harshly. Maya winced at the sudden pain. "Turn around," he demanded. "You're being detained while I sort this out." "Detained for what?" she replied, trying to stay composed. "For matching the description," he repeated louder, as if volume would make him right. Maya took a slow breath, the breath of someone who had faced men like him before. "Officer Tanner," she said quietly, "before you continue this, please let me show you something." "No," he snapped. "Don't reach for anything." But Maya didn't flinch. She moved slowly, deliberately, pulling her hand toward her inside pocket. Tanner panicked and placed his hand on his holster, ready to escalate a simple moment into tragedy. "Lady, I swear if you pull anything." She pulled out a slim black wallet and flipped it open with 2 fingers. The sun hit the metal. The crowd gasped louder than before. "Homeland Security. Special Agent Maya Rodriguez." Officer Tanner's face turned the color of chalk. His jaw fell open. His hand slid away from his holster like it had been burned. For a long, painful second, nobody moved. Nobody breathed. Maya didn't raise her voice, didn't glare, didn't brag. She simply held up the badge and said, "Now, do you still want to continue detaining me?" Every witness felt the air shift. Power flipped. The hunter became the hunted. The cop who walked in thinking he controlled the moment was now powerless in front of the woman he'd tried to humiliate. The hook that held everyone hostage now snapped, because the real story was only beginning. Officer Tanner stumbled backward, his pride dissolving in front of the entire crowd. "Agent Rodriguez, I didn't know," he stammered, every syllable trembling. Maya calmly closed her badge and slipped it back into her pocket. "Yes," she replied, her voice low but firm. "That's exactly the problem. You didn't know, and yet you acted like you did. You didn't ask questions. You didn't verify anything. You didn't treat me like a civilian. You treated me like a threat." Tanner opened his mouth to defend himself, but no excuse seemed strong enough to stand against the truth she carried. "Ma'am, please," he attempted weakly. "We got a call. And that gave you permission to ignore procedure? To ignore respect?" Maya asked. "Do you realize you grabbed me before speaking? You escalated before investigating." The crowd murmured in agreement. Tanner looked around at their shaking heads and disappointed eyes. "I made a mistake," he whispered. "No," Maya corrected. "You made a choice." She stepped closer, close enough for him to see the intensity in her eyes. "What if I wasn't a DHS agent? What if I was just a regular woman picking up medication? What if I wasn't trained to remain calm under pressure? What if I panicked when you reached for your gun? Would I still be alive right now? The words pierced him so deeply, he had to blink away the fear creeping into his expression. His hands visibly shook. Agent Rodriguez, I'm sorry, Maya sighed. Not out of anger, but disappointment. Sorry doesn't fix the danger you created today. Sorry doesn't undo the fear you caused. Sorry doesn't erase the fact that you saw my skin before you saw my humanity. People nodded. A woman in the crowd said, "Tell him, Queen." A man whispered, "This is justice right here." Tanner swayed slightly, overwhelmed by the weight of his own actions. Maya looked down at his uniform. "Your body cam should have been on," she said. He swallowed. Hard. She already knew. It wasn't," he whispered. "Exactly," she replied. "Which means this entire illegal detainment wasn't recorded. Lucky for you, they did." She pointed at the 6 phones in the crowd, recording every second. Tanner's knees nearly buckled. "Please," he begged. "I have a family. I can't lose my job over one mistake." Maya's expression softened, but just a little. "Then learn from it," she said. "Because next time, the person you stop won't have a badge to protect them." Officers from his precinct arrived minutes later, responding to a call placed by a frightened witness who thought things were about to turn deadly. When they saw Maya's badge, their posture snapped straight like soldiers in front of a general. "Agent Rodriguez," one officer said respectfully, "we are deeply sorry for Officer Tanner's behavior." "You should be," she answered. "This wasn't just about me. This was about the community you all swore to protect." She turned to leave, but paused long enough to deliver the final blow. "Train your officers better, or next time you won't be apologizing, you'll be testifying." The crowd erupted in applause as Maya walked toward her car with unshakable grace. Phones recorded. Strangers celebrated her strength. And Officer Tanner stood frozen, realizing this would be the moment that followed him for the rest of his career. Before she got in, Maya faced the camera one last time and said, "Let this be a reminder. Truth always speaks, even when people try to silence it. And if you want more powerful stories like this, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the Kind Heart Stories. Your support keeps these real-life lessons alive."